The world's best food has many ingredients, including talented chefs. The PBS series The Mind of a Chef is a rare look at what motivates and inspires two of America's most innovative cooks. Chef Sean Brock and April Bloomfield are with us, but first, here's a look at their innovative show.
I love to fish, and there's nothing more amazing than when you finally catch a fish. To be able to take it home, scale it, gut it, it's primal to be able to, like, I caught my lunch. I need that as a chef, knowing where your food comes from.
Sean Brock is executive chef and partner of McCrady's and Husk restaurants in Charleston, South Carolina, and Nashville. And April Bloomfield co-owns and operates 4 New York restaurants, including the Spotted Pig and the Breslin. Good morning.
Good morning.
So great to have both of you here. All right, it's called The Mind of a Chef. So, Sean, how is The Mind of a Chef different?
Wow. Depends on which mind you're looking into, but you know, it's very interesting. I think the role of a chef these days has changed a lot. You know, I think for a long time our responsibility was just cooking delicious food, but I think, you know, now the more and more people become educated as consumers, the more questions they have, and they turn to us for the answers. So, you know, we're really having to do more than cook food. We're having to research the history. We're having to make these relationships with scientists and obviously the producers. So it's a lot more complicated than it used to be, I think.
Complicated, and it's also simple too, April. There's a great shot of you on the tape where you're looking at these carcasses that made me nauseous, and it looks at you looking at them, caressing them, saying, food porn.
Oh, they were beautiful.
This is beautiful. And all I could think of was, ew.
I mean, chefs just, you know, they search for produce like that.
Yes.
And to walk into an amazing meat locker and just see this perfect beef hanging there and just having this really sweet, fruity smell, you know, kind of coming out from that meat is just perfect.
And I felt your passion through the tape. I felt it.
Yeah. But back to Nora's question about the mind of a chef. I mean, obviously it's getting more, it has to take in more factors today because of the demands and changing times. But are chefs different, you think, in the way they
actually, very actually. When I got asked to do this show, I was like, what, it's Dave Chang and it's Sean Brock. And then I was like, hold on, but that's the point, because we're all completely different, you know, and I think that's what's unique about this show, is that it's going to show everybody's different mind.
But you also get to see you guys cooking. We also get to see you eating. There's a great thing of you eating hot fried chicken. And the chicken was so hot that he's literally crying. Your nose is running, and you made a joke about we need to go home and freeze the toilet paper.
It's true.
That was an interesting image,
That's the #1
Sean.
pointer when you go eat Prince's Hot Chicken in Nashville. Yeah, that stuff is insanely delicious, but insanely painful.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, you saw restaurant critic Pete Wells had a piece yesterday that this idea of tipping at restaurants is outdated. What do you guys think about that tipping should just be incorporated in the cost of a meal?
Oh, I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
I'm going to pass
April,
that
pass the blog.
it's complicated, you know, but for me, I was just in Europe and it's like that there. So it's very convenient if you don't like doing math, especially.
I don't like doing math.
But you know, but behind the scenes, it's very complicated because people work very, very, very hard for those tips, and that's their life. And I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I'm very curious.
Yeah.
Do you all think that chefs are the new rock stars? Because I think the role of chefs have changed. I think people now are very fascinated with what you guys do for a living.
She's a rock star for sure.
You are too,
I don't have any tattoos, just so you know.
No, I walked in the green room and I wanted to pet your arm. I'm like, what is that? Yeah.
You know, April, you have said that your success is unusual because that it's easier for women chefs to go into pastry than pig ears. One of the names of your restaurants is the Spotted Pig. Why is that, do you think? And are we seeing the rise of more female chefs?
I think in general, women get put into a category of doing pastry. I think when I first started cooking, I made a point of, you know, not thinking that I was a woman in a man's world, but just keeping my head down and just pushing and, you know, shutting up and just concentrating on my job and hopefully being successful at what I do.
It's wonderful.
Most people don't realize how noisy it is in a kitchen. A lot of screaming that goes on.
Oh, there's a lot of clashing of
The
pans.
noise is
And
comforting to
it's
me.
good, yeah, to hear like stuff boil and bubble and.
I met April when she first came here, and to see her evolution is amazing.
Thank you,
you know, isn't it? Sean?
Absolutely. I'm an enormous fan. I've probably eaten at the Breslin and John Tory more than
Continued
You're gonna make
success
me
to you
blush.
both.
We
really.
love chefs here.
You're
so.
both at the top of your game. Thanks.
Thank
Sean
you.
Rock and April Bloomfield. The show is called The Mind of a Chef. It's narrated by and produced by Anthony Bourdain. He knows a thing or two about cooking. The season premiere airs today on PBS stations all around the country.